Não, agora vocês só seguram o guidão dela reto aí mesmo, vai. Que é pra guiar a cara dela aí. Vai, peraí que a porta abre. Vai, moleque, vai. Vai mais um pouco. Vai, segura no guidão dela, segura aí. Vai, sobe, Samuel, pra ajudar a empurrar. Vai, sobe,
The boat docked for an overnight stay in a city named Santorim. Seizing the opportunity, I decided to take advantage of the time by stretching my legs on the solid ground. Well, getting off the boat actually allows me to get a little bit of normal life. I'm in the city of Santorim, and I'm not sure how big the city is, but the boat is going to be docked here until tomorrow at noon. So as long as I make it back to the boat by tomorrow at noon, I'm good. I decided to get on some dry land and actually see some life. So, watching a soccer game. I would return to the boat for the night and try to get up early the next morning to see if there was anything I could see in Santorim before I left. Fortunately, I did find a wildlife sanctuary that was open early, and I had just enough time to see it before the boat disembarked again. I've decided to get off the boat, and I've decided to get off the boat here in Santorim at this specific location, because this specific location just happens to be somewhat famous. Not necessarily the location, but what comes here. When the water is higher, but unfortunately not this time of year, special dolphins come here. They're pink dolphins, but unfortunately I came at the wrong time of year, and so there's no dolphins. There's just dry land. But we might find something else to see in this town, and I've got a few hours before I need to get back on that boat over there. So it's good to be on dry land, at least for a few hours, so let's just see what's here. Well, because there was no dolphins and I wanted to stay off the boat, I decided to come to the wildlife park here in Santorim. It's kind of like a zoo, but kind of like a park. I think they'll have some enclosures with some animals in it, so we'll see. Oh, that's a beautiful puma, isn't it? I'm not really a big fan of zoos. I'd rather see the wildlife in nature, but I really don't like the animal enclosures, and as you can tell at this zoo, all of the animal enclosures are the same. They just build an octagon, fence it in, and then throw an animal in there. And I think that's kind of cruel. But the paths here to each animal enclosure are actually what's interesting. You get to walk through the forest, and the temperature difference in the forest versus in the sun is huge. It's at least 10 degrees difference. But the mosquito count and the bug count rises up as the temperature goes down. Either way, it's good to have a walk off the boat. So I'm happy I came out here. Well, it was nice to get off the boat and take a nice walk. The paths were wonderful. Unfortunately, the enclosures left you feeling very sorry for the animals that live here, much like most zoos do. Because of course, humans are rarely good at husbandry to the things that we should be good caretakers of. And instead of letting things be free, we have a tendency to make cages and look at things we find fascinating. Maybe one of these days we'll get better at it, and I don't mean to get all environmental on you. It's just, I came away from this place feeling very sorry for the animals that live here. But it's getting late, and I can't miss this boat, otherwise the adventure ends, so let's go get back on the boat. Between Santarém and Manaus, we would see quite a few porpoises, but they are so quick to pop their heads out of the water and then submerge again that catching them on video was pretty much impossible. Well, we are now leaving the city of Santarém. I'm back on the boat, and there's something else besides pink dolphins that this place is known for. And I'm hoping we can see it because I would love to show it to you. It would be 2 more days before I'd see what I was looking for, but in the meantime, myself and the rest of the passengers on board would enjoy the porpoises, the sunsets, and the amazing beauty the Amazon River has to offer. I always meet the right people at the right time, and I met Bruno on the boat here on the way to Manaus. He not only offered me a place to stay in Manaus, but he's also going to help me figure out how to get to where I need to go to next. So another huge blessing, meeting the right people at the right time. So thanks, Bruno. The next day, I would see what I wanted so badly to show you. This is the meeting of the waters. The meeting of the waters is a phenomenon caused by the confluence of the Rio Negro River, the dark water, and the pale sandy colored Amazon River. For almost 4 miles, the waters of the 2 rivers run side by side without mixing, casting a definitive line in the flow. It's not just caused by the sediment of the 2 rivers joining, but also because of the temperature and speed difference between the 2. The Rio Negro is hot water, about 82 degrees, and the Amazon is a full 10 degrees colder and runs twice the speed of the Rio Negro. The Amazon gets its roots high in the Andes Mountains and has a lot of sediment in it, and the Rio Negro, well, it gets its roots deep in the jungle and is turned dark by the decayed leaf and plant matter. Science aside, where these two rivers meet, it is a beautiful sight to behold.
I have a feeling they're going to try to lift up my motorcycle with the paramotor on the back and do exactly what they're doing to this moped, which is bring it across a 6-foot gap to the dock. And of course they have to lift it up a good 4 feet to get it onto these pieces of wood and then across. I'm hoping it doesn't fall into the river.
Vai. Isso, joga só o primeiro pneu dela lá pra frente. Vai, continua. Aí. Peraí. Vem pra cá pra cima aqui, segura aqui, filho. Agora, não, vem, pode vir, sobe. Peraí, agora não. O que tem que fazer aqui? Fuck, this is gonna be heavy. Bicha, tá tão pesada pra trás. Tá bom. Segurando. Vem aqui agora, não passa. Não, agora vocês só seguram o guidão dela reto aí mesmo, vai. Que é pra guiar a cara dela aí. Vai, peraí que a porta abre. Vai, moleque, vai mais um pouco. Vai, segura no guidão dela, segura aí. Vai, sobe, Samuel, pra ajudar a empurrar. Vai, sobe. Aí sobe esse diabo. Vai de mim. Vai, peraí. Sobe, peixe. Sobe. Sobe. Segura aí atrás aí, ó. Peraí, devagar. Tem irmão aí, ó. Caralho, ele vira. Tá doido, é? Aí tá bom aqui mesmo, mano.
I got quite the sunburn on the boat, so my face is so red. But I met a great friend named Bruno on the boat and his mother Maria, and they were nice enough to let me stay at their house last night because we got in so late. Just happens to be Bruno's birthday today. So happy birthday, Bruno. What a bizarre night. I actually wanted food and the only place that's open is McDonald's. So I came to McDonald's and 2 minutes before I got here, some customer got angry, busted their computer, the police showed up, and of course I can't film the police. I've gotten in trouble from that before. So when he busted the computer, it took out all the computers, and so now McDonald's is effectively closed. I just want some food.
Turns out McDonald's got his order wrong at the drive-thru, so the man walked inside, smashed the computer, and then threatened the police, who did nothing because he is someone, quote, important. The corruption is real here, folks. Politics aside, I was in the beautiful city of Manaus in the center of the Amazon, and I had just received a phone call that would change the week for the better.
Good morning. I'm in Manaus and I should probably be looking for a boat about now, but I found another paramotor pilot named Fernando.
Hi.
Estacio actually gave me his name, and we today are going to fly the Amazon River. So I think instead of looking for a boat, I think I'm going to go fly over the river. So paramotor's all ready, so let's get up in the air.
Now, I'm all for pushing the boundaries a little bit, but it was almost midday and the thermals were wicked strong coming off the jungle. So, after launching, I only stayed up in the air for about a minute before coming down. I didn't think that this was the right time of the day or the right winds to try to be off the ground. I told Fernando that it was probably not a good idea, but he wanted to try anyway.
Sitting here with Fernando after the gas station, unfortunately after a broken propeller, so just enjoying the day.
Broken propeller.
Well, day 2 at the same location here on the beach, and Fernando brought another pilot friend named Junior. Junior's going to be flying with me today. Bruno is actually going to learn some kiting while we're on the ground because Fernando's not going to be flying after the propeller break the other day. But what a gorgeous afternoon to fly. Right against the Amazon River, right against the city of Manaus. It looks like perfect wind, so hopefully it'll be a great flight.
Reprieve. That's what today was. A reprieve from the stress of travel and all the worries that come along with it. So many days, so many miles, so many hardships, so far from home. This was my reprieve. Over the last week, I've gotten to know the mighty Amazon River and its tributaries. I've had a lot of time to think of the first explorers who came to this area, not knowing what they would find. Did you know the first explorer to sail the Amazon found a city running along its edge that was 15 miles long? It wasn't until 200 years later that the second explorer would be brave enough to try the same thing, but by that time, the city had vanished, swallowed up by the jungle as if it had never existed. Scientists believe that the first explorer probably brought smallpox with him, but the sad fate of the natives will never be known. And now, 500 years later, there's a modern city in the middle of the jungle, and a few of its citizens are paramotor pilots. And I am so honored that my eyes can see what they get to see from the air, to witness the glory of the river, to breathe in the thick jungle air, and to sweat the life of water out of me. This was reprieve. This place is the crown jewel of the Amazon, here in the middle of the largest rainforest the world has ever known. But today, the rain would not come. Today, the sun ruled the sky, and I would walk in the shadows cast by the clouds over a floodplain that would soon be underwater in the coming months. Some flights are good, and some flights are bad. But every once in a while, you get that flight that is neither good nor bad, but epic. And that's what I found here in the middle of the Amazon. Reprieve.